Paris is known as the city of lights, love, and beauty. But beneath its charm lies a dark and forgotten story. A story of a child born to rule, but destined to suffer. This is the story of the prisoner Prince of Paris. His name was Louis Charles de France. History remembers him as Louis XVII. He was a king only by title, never by power. A prince who never wore the crown. Louis Charles was born in 1785 inside the Palace of Versailles. Gold, silk, and luxury surrounded his first breath. Servants bowed, and nobles smiled at the future king. His life began like a fairy tale. He was the son of King Louis XVI. His mother was Queen Marie Antoinette. France believed he would one day rule with glory. No one imagined his tragic fate. Outside the palace walls, France was suffering. People were hungry, poor, and angry. The royal family lived in luxury while citizens starved. Hatred slowly turned into rebellion. In 1789, Paris exploded with one word: revolution. Crowds filled the streets demanding justice. The monarchy became the enemy of the people. Even a child prince was no longer safe. The royal family was arrested by revolutionaries. Their palace life ended in a single day. They were taken to the Temple prison in Paris, from royalty to prisoners overnight. Temple prison was cold, silent, and unforgiving. It was no place for a child. Louis Charles did not understand why he was there. His childhood ended behind stone walls. The prince was stripped of his royal title. He was no longer called Louis. The revolution wanted to erase his identity. He became just another prisoner. King Louis XVI was executed in public. The guillotine fell before a cheering crowd. Louis Charles lost his father forever. Fear replaced innocence in his heart. Months later, Queen Marie Antoinette was also executed. The prince never saw his mother again. At just 8 years old, he was completely alone. The world had abandoned him. Louis Charles was placed under cruel prison guards. They treated him harshly and without mercy. He was isolated from all human warmth. Loneliness became his daily companion. The guards forced him to forget his parents. They demanded lies against his own mother. The child was mentally broken. His spirit slowly collapsed. Days turned into months inside the prison. No sunlight touched his skin. No laughter filled his ears. Only silence and suffering remained. Louis Charles grew sick and weak. His body could not survive the conditions. The prince who once lived in gold now slept on stone. Death quietly waited. In 1795, a child died inside Temple prison. There was no funeral, no royal ceremony. Only a simple record marked his death. The prisoner has died. France declared Louis XVIII dead. The monarchy was officially finished. But questions soon began to rise. Was the prince truly gone? Rumors spread across France and Europe. Some claimed the real prince had escaped. Others believed a substitute died instead. The mystery refused to fade. Many men later claimed to be Louis XVI. Each story brought hope and doubt. The truth became harder to find. History blurred into legend. Years later, a preserved heart was discovered. It was believed to belong to the prince. Science finally entered the mystery. DNA would decide his fate. The 2000s. DNA tests were performed. The results confirmed the heart was royal. Louis XVI truly died in prison. The mystery was finally answered. Louis XVI never ruled France. He never wore a crown. He never had a choice. He was born a prisoner of fate. Paris moved on with time. Revolution changed the world. But the prince remained forgotten by many. Only history remembers his pain. The prisoner Prince of Paris symbolizes lost innocence, a child punished for his bloodline, a life destroyed by politics, a crown turned into a curse. This is not just a royal story. It is a human tragedy. Power creates victims beyond imagination. Even children are not spared. Louis XVI remains one of history's saddest princes, not because he lost a throne, but because he lost his childhood and his life. Paris still shines today. Tourists walk freely where blood once fell. But beneath the streets lies a silent memory, a child who never escaped prison. The prisoner Prince of Paris was never free, not in life, not in death, only in memory. History remembers kings and wars, but sometimes the smallest victims matter most. Louis XVI reminds us of that truth. A prince without a future. This was the story of the prisoner Prince of Paris, a crown he never wore, a freedom he never knew, a tragedy the world must never forget.